Hey, what's up, gang? It's Brian B.
And Miss Megan.
And we hope you are doing well, and we are excited for this class. This is basically a map or two-step technique class. What are the things we're going to cover? We are going to cover our map of two steps, so how we're going to thread together shanae turns and pivot turns. We're going to talk about the use of the first slow. We're going to talk about some connection things that we used in our dancing that we use with our students. And then we're going to talk about some artistic choices that you have within it. So there's going to be a lot to cover. We're going to move fast, but this is a video. You can rewind it. And so let's get going. So first, let's talk about our map of two-step. If there was a map of two-step, it would look like this. Quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. If we did it the other way so you could see me and my wonderful footwork, we'd have quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. So what is that goofy footwork and why does it matter to us? Well, that is two-step without the turns. What I mean by that is if we took this with turns, right? I'm going to have Megan turn and I'm going to do my basic. We have quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. So if we did it on the other side where you can see me, I'll go this way and I'll turn.
Good.
Right? This would be Megan doing the basic and me turning through that, right? So the map is underneath, right? And so we want to identify the fact that we're going to go side together, side. Now, as we start to apply turns, what we would call a backline shanae turn to that, right? We are going to step down line for the first quick. We're going to close our feet for the second quick. We're going to step sideways for slow, and we're going to walk forward for slow, right? So again, I'm going to assume if you're watching this, you're probably a competitor. You've heard terms like pivot turns and shanae turns, right? So we are using a shanae turn through this first part, right? We're stepping down line, creating what we call a post. We close our feet for the second quick. We step down line for slow, creating another post, and we walk through for slow. So if I put Megan on that side, I'll let you talk us through this, Miss Megan.
All right, so we do our post, we pull our feet together, we step to the side and forward.
So I think the keys to this are going to be, and the things that we miss are not just worrying about the turn, but worrying about the very first step or the post. Because if I'm not balanced here, right, my turn is going to be off already. So we need to get balanced over that foot. We close our feet. We get balanced again, coming back to the exact same position, and then we walk forward, right? We're going to talk about the use of that first slow in a second, but let's get through the second half, or what we would call a forward line shanae turn. So if we're faced forward line of dance, we're already posted on the forward foot, my right foot, Megan's left foot. We're going to turn immediately on the quick. We have to repost on the second quick. Then we're going to pivot back for the slow, and we're going to step back for slow. So if we did that again, we're down line, we turn for quick, we walk down line for quick, we pivot back for slow, and we walk back for slow. So some of the terminology you're going to need to kind of understand it. And terminology for us as teachers is just a way that we can easily communicate. So even if a teacher has a different word for something, that word allows you to communicate with them. So we would call this a post. We're stepping on a post. I can rotate around that post with a shanae turn. I can rotate around it with a pivot turn. I can rotate around it with a pirouette. But I have to establish a post. So in our turns, the first thing we need to do is establish a post. Second term we need to know is the shanae turn, right? Megan's going to close her feet for the shanae turn. Then we're going to create another post. If we did multiple turns, right, we would be posting and closing, posting and closing, posting and closing, and then slow, slow, right? If we did it coming back the other way, since the followers turn more often than the leaders, I'm letting Megan face camera side. So if we did multiple turns here, we're already standing on our post. We close, we repost. If we did it again, we close, we repost. Now, when it's time for slow, slow, I'm going to pivot back for the first slow and step back for the second slow. So, first word we need to understand is our post, and to establish a post that we're going to turn around with a positive side. So whatever foot I'm on, I'm going to put that rib cage, I'm going to put my head over that. That leaves all my energy in my backside to be able to create the energy for the turn. Anything on, so that's the post. Then we have the shanae turn. You want to talk us through what your thought process is in a shanae turn?
Yes. Since we're doing it this way, I will go this way. When we do our shanae turn, I think of a half, through a half of my body. One half is over here, one half is on this side. The posted side never moves. It'll rotate, but it doesn't actually move. You're gonna bring one side to your other side and post. Bring one half to the other and move.
And so one of the things that I find with our students, for sure this happens, and we're guilty of this as teachers, and hopefully for you watching this, is if you took any high-level professional and showed them that map, they would see it once, they'd be able to do it, right? So you as a dancer as well, assuming you're watching this and you're not a world-ranked master dancer, you should be able to identify this map in two-step and go through your pivots and shanaes. Now we haven't covered pivots, so let's do that before we get into what happens on the first slow and connection and artistry and all that stuff. So I'll go this side, Miss Megan. So from here, right, we're moving down line, we have post, shanae, post, and then we walk down line for the second slow. Piece of cake. But now coming back, we're gonna have to contend with our pivot. So we're already posted. We're going to close our feet on the first quick. We're going to reestablish our post on the second quick. Now I'm going to pivot a half turn around before I step back. So we've already kind of defined the shanae turns, but in the pivot turns, a good drill, and this is our very first drill that we talk about, and Megan and I can both do this in the camera, is our pivot drill. And this is the #1 thing we teach to practice balance, whether it's pivot turns, shanae turns, pirouettes, anything. This is your numero uno drill. So for the sake of argument, we're going to rock through with our heel, just so you can feel the progression of your weight through your foot. Doesn't mean you're going to step on your heel when you dance, but for the sake of the drill. So we're going to get to this point where we're on the ball of the foot and we're going to freeze and hold our balance, right? And when I say freeze, I mean hold your balance over that. Don't just go rock and go, got it, coach, right? We want to get there and hold. Now, Megan's got a progression to make this even more difficult that comes from her skating background.
Oh. So when I was figure skating, to create balance, we did this drill where we had to stand on one leg, and you can either have your arms out or not. It helps. But to make it harder is to take your spatial awareness away and close your eyes and stay balanced, and move your ankle back and forth to stay balanced.
Cool. So there's your progression, right? So the reason why we talk about this is this would be my second quick. I would pivot around this spot to land on a slow. So if we did this again in our drill, the map of two-step, this is our forward line shanae. We're on our post. We turn for quick. We repost for quick. This is our pivot for slow, and we walk back for slow. So we did this all the way through so you can identify the pieces. This is our backline shanae turn. This is our line of dance. We have to first establish a post. We close our feet for quick. We establish a post for slow, and we walk through for slow. Then coming back, we're already posted. We close our feet for quick, reestablish a post for slow, pivot a half turn for slow, and we walk back for slow. So that is your map of two-step. You can practice that back and forth just to show you how that actually applies in a pattern. This, quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, and quick, quick, slow, slow. A little bit off the camera there. But that basically is the same footwork, the same map, right? So even if we did something a little bit more advanced like wrist clips and we did quick, 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 slow, slow, it's literally the same map. As Megan does the footwork, it's quick, 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 slow, slow. So you can see that the map still stays underneath. It's not often taught in two-step. I think it happens a lot in West Coast. We learn a push, pass, and a whip, and then they teach us that everything relates to that. And in two-step, they go, here's a bunch of moves. Good luck. If you spin good, you're in the competition. How did you do, right? So this is the map to understand. Now, we talked about our map. Now we're going to talk about the first slow and why that's important. It's going to be important for our connection. It's also going to be important for our timing. So the first slow typically ends most patterns. So if we kind of fly through this, we're going to stop on the first slow. Quick, quick, slow, right? This is where everything calms down, where I can begin to pick up my connection and move through for my second slow. If we're coming back, the first slow again is the key. quick, quick, slow. This is where everything slows down into our second slow. So then we're going to take this drill. We've already identified our post. We've identified our shanae turn. We've identified our pivots. Now we're going to look at the first slow. And this is the first thing that's going to really tighten in our timing and make everything clean. Quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. Cool? So you want to identify where those slows are. Let's go back the other way so they can see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. Now, we talked about our map, pivots and shanaes, the first slow. Now, why do we need to identify the first slow? Well, number one, it's going to clarify timing. So if you're a social dancer, that's going to calm down the patterns that you're doing and allow the timing to still work. As you're a competitor, it's going to be where you start to pick up your connections. And then in the last section, we talk about our artistic approach with what we do with those slows. And this just becomes a choice, right? But the map is going to be identifying that first slow. So let's talk a little bit about, and let's actually do this kind of running away from the camera. You don't need to see our feet. So our line of dance is behind us. I want to show you what I'm thinking about on the first slow. Quick, quick, slow. Because we both have this moment, right? We can start to pick up our hand and lead into our second slow, right? So if you've ever seen a competitor, a high-level competitor that has a really nice stretch, they go really fast and then they have a stretch, it's because they're identifying, we can fly through this, quick, quick, slow, slow, right? Where we can pick up that first slow. Cool, coming back, let's assume we're already here. We have quick, quick. Now, even though I'm pivoting, stay there for me. No, you're good, right? We're passing through. It's not a hardcore half-turn pivot back, right? We're passing through, I'll scoot you back, right? We're passing through, and what this lets us do is pick up a hand and then artistically do things with it. We'll explain that in the last part, but I want you to identify the first slow. Quick, quick, slow, right? I'm passing through this on the way to my second slow, and if we did it one more time going the other way. A quick, quick, slow, right? I can even eyeball my partner and move through it. Does that make sense? So a good drill for that is literally using that map of two-step. You can practice your spotting. We haven't really talked much about spotting. Maybe we'll touch on that a little bit. But I want you to focus on finding those slows. Make sense? So we've talked about our map of two-step. We've talked about finding the first slow. We've talked a little bit about where we find connection. Now we're going to talk about how we use connection, and it is a concept we call restricting
Space.
Restricting space. Yeah. So let's go backwards for a second and talk about the two connections that we all know really well from West Coast Swing. We have some sort of an away connection, some sort of towards connection, right? But two-step works a whole lot rotationally. So we have a rotational momentum that we need to address. So the rotational connection looks like this, right? I set Miss Megan spinning. She's going to keep going until something stops her, right? She's going to keep going until something stops her. So we have three connections, a forward, an away, and a rotational connection, right? We're going to use all three, but I think using the rotational connection is going to be the one that's most unique to two-step. So how does that apply? We can start to understand it right here, right? In this one, quick, quick, slow, right? I'm rotating through, I'm going to pick up my partner's hand and feed it through, right? That one's not so difficult, but this one coming at you, I know we're switching around a little bit, but you'll see this. We're rotating for quick, quick, right? We're rotating towards each other for slow. Now, because we have rotational connection, if I pick this up, and this gets into where we have artistry, if I stop her here, I could pop this and artistically create a pop out that way, right? So this is where our artistry comes in. Quick, quick, slow. We could choose to pick this up, right? Kill the rotational connection into one another and pop away, right? We could choose to take that and de-emphasize the connection towards each other and feed the arm and create a different look. Quick, quick. We acknowledge this is here, right? I just haven't really worked into it. We take it, we acknowledge it because we've identified our first slow, and we can feed this back and try to create a stretch back this way, maybe if we're going to go back the other direction, right? So again, let's expand on that rotational connection. We'll go from here. We'll go from here, right? So this is another place where we can use rotational connection because we're thinking about it all the time. Quick, we acknowledge this, right? But as we're rotating open, right? We're not going to just ignore this connection. We see a lot of people that ignore this connection. They leave it high. They don't think much about it. We like to keep it relatively tight so we can work off of this, right? So I'm rotating open and working off of that connection. So as we get back, we both have this rotational connection, right? Which artistically we can do our arms, we can leave it down, whatever we want to do. But we use this to then bounce to our next piece, right? So then this becomes much more dynamic. Quick, slow, quick, slow, etc. Does that make sense? So we've talked about it in those two positions. Two more basic ways that we'll address it, and then one where you can kind of practice and put it all together. So something like this, right? We're taking our basic drill for quick, slow. So if we look at this, right, which way is Megan rotating? She's rotating to her right. So go ahead. Quick, slow. So she's continuing to head that direction, right? What am I doing? I'm restricting her space. I'm not going to feed this hand here, right? I'm going to restrict her space. We're coming at you, and when I want her to stop, I restrict her space. This is going to happen on the first slow. Let's actually do this at the camera, right? Quick, slow. So I have identified my first slow. So kind of go back through this. We've done our shanae turn. We're identifying our first slow. Now we're applying our connection, or what we call restricting space, where I'm already holding Megan back. So we both open to this position at the rate that we want to, right? So again, my goal is to restrict space. Quick. Megan is to run into this space, just like you would in a sugar push. We've all been taught this, right? We've all been taught you come this direction until the leader stops you, and you go back that way until the leader stops you. They don't teach us that often in two-step. We do. So Megan's rotating, and I am decelerating her into the second slow. You can think of this like West Coast swing, right? I like the West Coast swing analogy, right? We don't get Megan to the end and leave nothing, right? Bungee jumping with a rope. What we do is we decelerate. It's almost like a bungee cord, right? There's a definite moment where you can see that bungee cord engage, but then it breathes into the anchor step. So same thing happens here, right? You can definitely see and identify the first slow, but then it breathes into the next part. So this becomes artistic. How do you want to approach that? How much do you want to stretch? How much do you want it to be just clear? How much do you want it to be flowy? Totally up to you. Like whatever color Megan's hair is, it's just because she likes it. She can change her mind. She can find out what her favorite color is. So one more time this way. Quick, slow. We restrict space. Slow, right? If we took this back, what's one that we come back? Ooh, this is the one that we all know. This is the one that we all know. So we're heading down line, right? Quick, slow.
Ooh, my favorite.
Yep. So here's the one that you can practice. It's probably the easiest one. We all do this. We call it Hi Mom, the pop out to the audience. Hi Mom, right? There's a bunch of different ways you can do this. And when you watch the top level competitors, they all dance it slightly differently. And that's what I like about this. It's just an artistic choice. But this map gives you a way to understand what are the fundamental pieces underneath. From there, you can build your choice. So again, restricting space. Another concept that Megan and I use, we call this baby steps. So she's rotating baby steps, right? If the hand goes up, that's multiple turns. When the hand comes down, something has to stop her. What stops her? Me. We've allowed that rotational connection to run into that hand. If we do this a little closer, and we just do baby steps, she's rotating, right? She's rotating that direction. I am then going to drop the hand and stop, and we're going to create a stop point. Where's the stop point going to happen? On the first slow, typically. So the second slow becomes a choice. However we want to stretch it, it becomes our choice, and it's actually very leadable in terms of the timing, right? I can just let this float away and not give Megan too much. I can really ask, by ask, I mean collect this hand tight, right? So that we have power as we pop out, and then what you do with that, completely up to you. Anything to add on the restricting space concept?
Followers, you have to be prepared to feel this collection, and when they do collect you, you want to connect toward that hand. So I connect pretty heavily into it, or maybe I don't.
For sure.
I don't know.
No, for sure, for sure.
I feel pretty heavy into it, and that way you get to really connect out when you go out.
And the concept is the same. It's funny, it made me think about like something we have at the end of one of our two-step routines, right? Where Megan's ducking and she always pushes off of me, right? Because the concept is the same, right? That's just a unique way that she does it, but the concept is still the same. What's the concept? Megan's rotating, right? She's rotating. Yeah, the duck is all fun, well and good. She needs to stop herself. There's the first slow, there's my first slow, there's her first slow. She just happens to use me, right? She stopped herself, and then I get to use that into whatever else. Again, you can see the rotational connection, right? Any other thoughts on two-step in general? Bingo.
Not unless you want to do the quick, slow hold thing.
Yeah, that's actually great. So if we kind of take it back, so that's our basic map of two-step. If we keep going deeper and we go slow, right? A slow is not a slow. There are no slows in two-step. What the heck does that mean? It means that we don't dance. I'm going to do this because I'm going to do it badly. We don't dance quick, slow, slow, right? We really actually dance quick, hold. So it is a rhythmical dance. I don't care what anyone else says. It is a rhythm dance. We are on top of the beat. In my mind, if I think about rhythm dances versus smooth dances, what is my definition? If I put a line down the middle, the rhythm dances are more like percussion instruments, right? When I hit the drum, I get the noise immediately, right? The smooth dances, so those would be things like cha-cha, right? I hit the drum and I get the reverberation in my body, right? East Coast swing, I'm right over my foot, right? Polka, same thing. Two-step, same thing. I'm over my foot going quick hold, right? It's very rhythmical. On the other side, imagine, on this side is a drum, right? A percussion instrument. On the other one, imagine a wind instrument. There's all this effort and this buzzing, but the air has to travel through the entire instrument before you get the expression of sound, right? So it's not as instantaneous. That would be something like nightclub, right? Where I'm not going slow, that'd be more like rumba, right? I would be delaying everything, right? So I'm delaying. If it's waltz, I'm not dancing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? I am delaying. I'm using the entire one beat like a wind instrument. I'm putting in all this effort just for the first beat, right? So it's a delay in the expression of your action. So that's why we define it as a rhythm dance. My point of that was quick hold, quick hold. So if we go back to the map, and I recommend you always go back to this map and just go through this. Quick hold, quick hold, quick hold. Every time I dance this with Megan, she follows me beautifully. Every time I dance it with someone that doesn't understand the map, they fly through it because they're not connected to those beats, right? So go back through that, then level it up, right? We're going to do our turns. Quick hold, quick hold, quick hold. Cool? Level it up again. Add multiple turns. Quick. Quick hold, quick hold, quick hold. Make sense? So take that map, baby version, add your basic turns, add multiple turns, focus on your slow. Once you identify it in your body, start to find connections. This is why you'll get couples that will, they'll look clean, and it takes a long time for them to look good together. But higher level couples tend to look good together more quickly because these skills individually are more, are higher, right? Are higher. There's definitely a level where Megan and I had danced together a long time and we had to find all of these moments in all of our routines, and that's what made them better. But individually, we were already pretty strong at that, so matching that up becomes relatively easy. Cool? So use your map of two-step, understand your shanaes versus pivots. Understand your first slows. Once you kind of get that, you can understand the fact that you're striking at the beginning of the beat, right? And then you can pay attention to your connection points, all of your connection points. I wish I could remember some of our two-step routine. I would use some other examples. But those connection points are going to be there. They're going to be there on the first slow most of the time, right? You want to identify those, and then you can choose what you do with it, right? If I use this...
The leader can choose.
The leader can choose. There you go. And as a couple, right, that was a good point, right? Because I am dictating, right? So if you're dancing pro-am, your pro is dictating the style that you're going to kind of dance, and you're going to follow into it. If you're in a partnership, and this is what we went through, you can choose, right? So you can choose to use this in a very linear fashion, right?
Which we did.
Which we did. You can choose to use this in a more rotational fashion, and the rotational one might be the choice maybe if you want to come back into something else that has rotation, right? So you can mix and match them, but by identifying them, you will go a long way to really leveling up your two-step. Let's add one more drill. Okay. This is a fun one. This is a fun one. We're going to go sideways so you can see me. So every step is a quick, right? Quick. How does it become a slow? Because I stay there longer. What else goes on in the back half of the slow? Quick, hold. So we can practice stepping and stretching in each step. Step, stretch, and step, stretch, and step, stretch. This is a great drill. It's boring at first. It's awkward as heck at first. But what this does is teach you how to identify being on the beginning part of the slow while still having some time in the slow to feel a prep if you're the follower, to prep yourself if you're the follower, or to stretch if you're a partnership.
Yeah, and it helps with if you're going through these preps and your foot's going with your body. See how I'm now angled? Like you don't want to angle with your body as it stretches.
Do that at the camera.
Yep. So this drill helps you go straight and then stretch. While some people still learning this type of thing, take the foot at the angle that you're stretching to create that stretch. And you really want it to be straight and then stretch off of it.
So breaking it down, we call this, or I call this is my mumbo jumbo, making smaller circles, right? So we started with two-step, then we defined just a set of patterns, then we define the slow within one of those basics, then we define what we do on the slow, right? Or what is possible in the slow, how to understand that as a beat that has time at the beginning and at the end. And then from there, you can make your artistic choices. So if you guys want more cool information, hit us up. We've got a website for country dancers called countrydanceonline.com. So go over to countrydanceonline.com, enter your email address on the first page. We send out a move of the week every week with really cool stuff to help level up your two-step. So go sign up there and we'll give you some cool free stuff.